Giant skeletons exist, but they're being destroyed. That picture I just showed you was taken in the early 1900s. The Smithsonian Institute destroyed skeletons from all over the world. They're a museum and they collected thousands of giant skeletons from all over the world and just completely destroyed all of them. This happened in the early 1900s and they just covered it all up. The American Institute of Archaeology, AIAA, filed a lawsuit against Smithsonian, which was later picked up and taken forth by the US Supreme Court. The Supreme Court tried to put forth a ruling to force Smithsonian to release these classified documents. Here is their headquarters, and here's one of their museums. Smithsonian owns 21 museums in one national park. Some allege that the number of giant skeletons found and destroyed numbers up to the tens of thousands. Remember, this is worldwide, not just North America. This photo I showed at the beginning is from that time period in the early 1900s. Many other archaeological institutes covered this up as well, not just Smithsonian. Remember, they're just the largest museum, but many other museums also cover these things up. Some believe that the remains found in the Americas are 15,000 years old, when Asians and Africans crossed both the Bering Strait and the Pacific Ocean to get here to the North Americas. No news outlet talks about these court rulings, but I'm sure we all know why. The audacity that these people have to cover up the truth is really alarming and disturbing. And that's exactly why we gotta stay on our toes and help the truth come to light. If you want to learn more about these cover-ups, click the plus button here to follow us.
That giants once roamed the earth. To start it off, archaeologists in China have uncovered giant skeletons found in the soil. These human-like creatures date back to approximately 5,000 years ago. But the thing is, archaeologists keep finding more and more of these giant humans every year. Like recently, these skeletons were also found in Bulgaria and they date back to around 7,000 years ago. That's not even the crazy part, because this 4-foot human-like footprint was found in Africa. The archaeologist who found this said it was around 400 million years old, and that this creature had to have been around 27 feet tall. Also in Egypt, they found this finger that was 38 centimeters long. Finally, we have even found cave paintings of large giants fighting us humans. So maybe there was a war between the giants and the humans won.
An 1890 New York Times article has been unearthed which describes the stunning archaeological discovery of a race of Indian giants. The article states that about 50 skeletons of Indians were found at an Indian graveyard near Edgewater Avenue in Pleasantville, with many of them measuring 7 feet tall and one measuring 8 feet tall. NewYorkTimes.com reports, the first lot of skeletons unearthed was about 1,000 yards from the city post office and embraced 8 bodies, closely laid together in a deep chamber, snugly packed in with tortoise, oyster, and clam shells. One of this number had bead and shells decorations, which its extreme height, points to the fact that it must have been the powerful old chief Kiowas, whose descendants still own farms along the shore. Professor C. H. Farrell of Baltimore, Charles K. Simpson of New York, John H. Cooley, Jr., of New Haven, Conn, and several gentlemen from the University of Pennsylvania immediately went to the scene. Messrs. Risley and Farr, the owners of the land, gave to the Anthropological Association of the University of Pennsylvania the right to search for relics on their land. These researchers have been watched by thousands of people with great interest. Besides weapons of war, savage ornamental war decorations and numerous valuable shells, stones and over 50 skeletons have been exhumed. Dr. Charles R. Abbott, curator of the association, is continuing the search, and the skeletons are to be shipped to the university at once. They run in size from a small child to several of feet in height, and one, supposed to be an old medicine man, Wanek, must have been at least 8 feet in height. About 50 students were on the ground this morning and continued their search until stopped by rain. The citizens gaze in silent wonder on these relics of a race that at one time ruled the land. For 7 miles along the shore can be seen large mounds of clam and oyster shells left here by Indians who used to congregate by hundreds to open oysters for winter food, and it is near those shell mounds that the great number of skeletons have been taken up. In some instances weapons of war made of stone and flint have been found lying close beside some exceedingly large skeletons. The relics will be put on exhibition at the Museum of the University of Philadelphia. Where are they now?